Good place to
Yeah.
get that information. Okay, great. Yes, ma'am.
If you're gonna tag in the libraries, you may as well just go ahead on and just establish a specific course or plan of action, and just go ahead and tag in all of the homeless facilities or all of the facilities that deal with the homelessness. And you should already have a department that already handles those things, so it's simply a matter of just tagging in that person, making them aware that they now have another specific task, or that this is yet another feature to your already specific job titles and capabilities. And that's another way to reach us, because each advocacy has its own advocate within each one. And they already know what their specific, or they should know if they're qualified with their specific task.
We hope they know.
They should.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
My name is Maria Antoinette Black,
Sure.
by the way.
Yes, ma'am.
One of the things that as a, excuse me, as a formerly unhoused person, is that case managers, service providers do not know what the latest thing is. How to help people, how to even get people housing. This is one thing. I was a client of NHCD. I was instructing them from my own research compared to them instructing. Now that is appalling. You are getting money for people who are unhoused. At the same time, you don't know what the hell you're doing. I mean, excuse me, but you know, I think every single person that is unhoused, that has gotten this little piece of paper, oh, go over here, go over there. They'll stop to think that you don't have money for a bus fare. You're going all over town to all these services. People need to be educated, and they need to take accountability for their clients.
Because we are homeless, we got some homeless people that are in shelters every night. You got some homeless people that are sleeping outside every night. You got people that, some people don't have any resources out because they don't go to MHCD, right? They don't go to St. Francis, they don't go to Scout Street, they don't do any of that stuff because the resources that are out there aren't helping them anyway. So how can we get a hold of those people? How do you get a hold of those people? Because those are the ones that are sleeping outside. Those are the ones that are the ones that need to get them off. I mean, the shelters, you got people sleeping on sidewalks.
So I have 6 or 7 ways. Maybe if we try all of those ways, maybe we throw out a big enough net that we do end up capturing or communicating with most everybody. Let me ask, how do we get communication back to this group, or to myself, or whoever's facilitating, in order to set an agenda that is your agenda?
Email?
Email? Okay.
Business cards.
Let me email here, let me go to this gentleman, and then I'll come back to you, okay?
Let's do when the next time we have one of these, have a rack of business cards, so in case somebody has to cut out early so they don't interrupt the meeting, asking somebody for their card.
Good point, great idea. Back to you, sir.
Okay. I know I touched on this a little bit earlier, but it seems like, ads are really sunk in. Okay. Treating homeless people as one big giant entity, this is where the problem is, right? Because eventually you get all this nasty stuff that's going on outside, or people are like crapping in the street and everything like that, because you're treating them as one giant entity, right? Now, there's gonna be some homeless people, because they live downtown, they're gonna have access to way more certain things that other people don't have. Like unlimited amounts of food, unlimited amounts of this, unlimited amounts of that. But at the same time, they're going to be unable to do other things. Like they're going to be less likely to join the system. Now, if you have a job, like an actual job, a 9-to-5 job where you want to go every single day, you're less likely to hit any one of these systems. It's going to be impossible for you to hit any of them. And the likelihood that you're actually going to eat at any of these shelters is 0. So, your likelihood is probably just get a dishwasher job so you can have something to eat during the day before you head back. The only place that every, form of homeless meets is usually at the library, and if you absolutely have to, the RTD up there where it becomes Thunderdome because all the different classes meet and everybody ends up trying to kill each other. Trust me, if you've never been to the Denver Rescue Mission, you'd understand. They're in
That's
the.
really far-reaching and very generalized, so.
No, I mean, I just go up there every day. That's the thing, especially at night.
The message
No.
is-
But I hear the library is key.
No, and the library is a huge thing. But you know,
communication.
she's absolutely right about one thing. Yes, there's a lot of people that will never be able to get any kind of the resources they need. On the other hand, there's other people that have so many resources they become entitled and they get angry when they don't have them. And then we have other people on the other side that start looking at us like we're crazy on one side of the other.
Okay, just a second, let me finish up.
Because of the fact that some people get so many and some people get so little, some people get entitled and some people get angry, and then you start having the reactions that you have, especially around this neighborhood, where some places are super trashy because they have so much excess they're able to throw away. And then on the other side, you have people that get violent because they have so little they can't even eat during the day. Just saying.
So I got that, I got the library piece, I've got a couple of folks here also trying to take notes. I'm gonna give 2 or 3 more minutes to this, and we're gonna move on.
Back to your point, maybe a little box or something here at the library, like for homeless issues or something, where you put in suggestions or whatever. Also, there's a social worker on the fourth floor. Maybe she could have something outside her office or something.
Great idea. Yes, sir.
That's touching on my point about that, somebody who's actually talking to the homeless people, they'll be dedicated to actually go make sure that order gets out, that we're trying to spit out too. It doesn't seem to go back orders, so we need a dedicated homeless person, who's actually homeless to do it for us.
Okay.
That's it, one thing.
Okay, let me get this lady here, and then I'll come back to you, sir.
My name is Carla Smithing. I work here for the library and work for Navigator. We're located on the 4th floor and we help with resources. We're made up of social workers and navigators. So we're not case management or housing or anything, but we just help out with resources and whatever it is that to help with the homeless. So we're located on the Broadway side of the 4th floor. So we're kind of, just liaison between the homeless.
It sounds like you're maybe ideal for collecting those agenda items. People could get that to you if we have a box there, and we could get those agenda items and communicate those things. That sounds like a great idea. Back to you, sir.
It's always a lot of talking about homelessness. It's always a lot of talking, no action. When is the action gonna really start taking place? I mean, this stuff been going on for like the last 10 years. I've been born and raised here. Okay, as of 2012, I sat in a motel for like 2 years. 2012 hit, and then 2013 hit. Everything went double. Motels were $35, they were $35, $40. All of a sudden now, they're $70, $60, $80. Then it go $5, then it go $10. They went double. Housing for rents was $500 a month. All of a sudden, they're paying $1,000. Buffet right now goes for $1,000. This one buffet never wants 37 months rent. I've seen this state become from a good state to a money hungry really state, and I wonder where all this stuff is coming from. I see high rises everywhere. I'm saying they stay in more buildings, but ain't nothing happening for the homeless. And all I think they have to do is build a 10,000 place complex for the homeless and have stipulations and get everybody off the streets. 10,000 place complex, they building high rises everywhere. Everywhere you look at see some over here, skyscraper over here. Man, the homeless is still out there, and ain't nobody doing it but the government, the mayor, the governor, and the senator. Come on, put the money where the mouth is. All we do is talk like this. It's just talk. This is just talk. Ain't nothing gonna happen.
And I've had several of you say one of the best things to do is to make sure that we're getting some action going forward. So, for sure. Yes, ma'am, and then I'm going to move to the next piece.
I have a question connected to what this gentleman here said. You have all these high rises going up here. Why doesn't your minimum wage in this state match the cost of living here? You guys are doing just as bad as California and
Okay.
Denver right now. You need to talk to these corporations and these companies that are building up here, and you need to make sure, if you want everybody off the streets and with a job, you make sure that you're paying them well enough to get in place.
Yes. Amen.
Got it.
Once again, my name is Maria Antoinette Black, but just to tag along with that thought is a thought that's been on my mind, really, for the United States of America. In addition to paying people wages, what we need to do is and this is going to be very hard, and I know that you're going to receive a lot of pushback, but understand that through each difficult time, you're going to have to go through a little bit of resistance. What I'm going to propose is that you freeze all of the rents for at least 4 to 5 years. And then as the wages come up, as society comes up, as the economy comes up, you don't have someone where I finally got a raise, but now as soon as I got a raise, now my rent just went up, so it's like nothing happened. Now that I got a raise, my grocery bill went up, so it's like nothing happened. Now that I got this raise, gas went up, so nothing happened. And I understand that it's gonna take one industry at a time, and I understand that it's gonna take a lot of people, but at some point in time, you have to have a heart. Because we as a society cannot continue. The more high rises you build, you're actually encroaching upon the spaces from which those lesser income, and I'm including middle class America as well, because we all seem to keep forgetting about middle class America. You know, middle class America, once you take away those spaces, those green spaces from the society as a whole, and you raise those rents, everybody falls. How many people within middle America almost aren't gonna be in middle America? So let's freeze those rents to compensate for it, and even though it's going to be hard, you know, just give us a chance to breathe, please.
Good, good. I'm going to move to the next piece on the agenda of opportunity for discussion and conversation, so we're certainly not stopping here. But Britta, you want to talk a little bit about the Department of Housing Stability?
I was going to ask about facilitator
That's
actually
right.
first. So, one of the things that we were looking to do is to procure a facilitator. We asked Steve to do this first meeting, but we wanted to hear from you as to what you think would be the skills, strengths, or experiences that you would hope to see in somebody who's facilitating these meetings into the future. Yep.
Somebody has mediation experience.
Mediation experience, that's a good one.
Are you eligible?
Possibly, if that's what you want, but we'll see how what you're
Dedicated to the
listening.
position that they're doing. I
Say what
mean,
again?
Someone that's dedicated to the position they're doing. I mean, wholeheartedly want to be into it, doing what they do now to make progress, make stuff happen. So just being facilitators, you know, follow up on things and make sure things crack them out. Because right now, all this stuff is counting.
I feel like somebody can follow up.
Yeah,
with
follow
how
up,
to
be
follow
on
up.
it, you know, doing the job, you know.
Okay.
My feel on it is, it should be someone who understands how the state government works and has sat in a city council meeting for 8 hours, but also someone who understands what it feels like to sit at Union Station for 10
Not having a toilet, when you go down the street, there's nowhere to go to the bathroom for 15, 20, 30 blocks.
Probably doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, 30 blocks, you're not joking.
Yeah, okay.
Someone who has at least experienced something like this, you know, and have a hands-on experience in like really deal with homeless things, you know, people taking people on the streets.
Okay, so that's lived experience?
Someone who's been homeless.
Who
Because
has
when
been
you've been
homeless,
homeless, you
that's exactly
understand
what
what
I'm
it means
talking
to be homeless.
about.
You understand what it means
Who
to
has
go
been
take some
homeless,
to the restroom.
has been in this situation.
What else? I'm neglecting this side, so I'll come over here for a second.
Almost 20 months, 20 times, just going up to be out there nowadays, 9 days is that money. And when that, if I made a housing, if you get a housing that has everything, I think we can get, I had one go real far from first on houses, on the top, everything ever got out of it. There's no 3 before I ever got $1 on it, and there wasn't anybody else on it, somebody on it. Yeah, I bought everything from different planets. You're on it, and nobody did have one time with me. It was 99, I got hurt with band, and they were kind of with me a little more, wasn't everybody had it. I got robbed with band, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably got, I think, 8,000 bucks for the free on housing. And everybody didn't have a place, and I had some real nice places. And you still go in everywhere and get me like around, and still if I have mail, and mail and the rest of you like we're all everywhere on different places. For houses, if you throw housing, and as you just move on, they'll let it on there, about water for 4 years. Alright. That's the way why you think some of you give stuff in jail.
Yeah.
You get hired on your own, you buy, you get hired on, you buy, try to look for it. You know, I can probably do it, I get it sick, I feel like I have
A lot of different experiences with different housing and non-housing resources, for sure. Who else has input on a facilitator? Yes?
I think that the city, just in general, to the homeless people who are receiving mail, you need to send us an update on all the changes and all the regulations that you're making for our shelters. Because I don't understand why I can't volunteer to work inside of my shelter long and live there. I don't think there's anything wrong with cleaning one aspect of my shelter and then living in another part.
Okay. Anything else on facilitators? Yep.
It's not a comment on facilitators, I can say
Okay.
it later.
Anything else on facilitators, real quick?
Yeah, in reference to like transitional housing or like shelters, I know there's a wait list for stuff like, you know, getting into housing for Section 8 and whatnot. You have to make it to the list, you have to be on it, and you have to make sure everything's right. However, if you're on disability, like Social Security, and you happen to also have COPD, like, you know, congestive heart failure that it comes with, oxygen has to be worn, like this man here is wearing, at all times. But I mean, he doesn't have any facility that can, you know, facilitate that refilling of that oxygen. I mean, if it weren't for the blessing of somebody else filling that for him, he wouldn't have the oxygen that's on him right now. And the motel voucher thing that's online is just really, it's a joke, because you can run in circles with people about that, and it would still say that you're not eligible for respite bed, and until then, until something can be done on that, he's going to be sitting in his Jeep.
Okay.
I do have a comment on facilitation now. Yeah, we talked about folks that would have experience with how the government works and also experience homelessness. I think another key issue would be trauma-informed, so that people who aren't used to coming to meetings and maybe have a lot of trauma in their life, that they know how to negotiate that without escalating it. So.
Yeah. Good point. Yep.
As far as the facilitator, we would definitely need somebody, as far as the homeless people, who's well spoken enough to turn whatever monologue hundreds of homeless people have into some sort of coherent, like, thought to be able to say what we're actually asking for. Because I've heard a bunch of different monologues as far as what's going on, but somebody that all that and says, this is what we need. And somebody that doesn't mind speaking to all the different kinds of homeless to know that there's more than one kind. There's obviously the people, I mean, we obviously need somebody that isn't taking too much to passions to be able to freak out and yell and scream, because if we need something to get done, especially with a government entity involved, we're gonna have to be patient and realize there's a bunch of us vying for one thing. And if a person who, as we all wanted, definitely someone who's homeless, has a tendency to freak out, then, you know, as a government entity, even though you can possibly make something work, so that's like we don't have someone that can turn that into an actual statement of what we need.
So somebody can find the themes and the asks.
Exactly.
Okay. Here's something that's it's a novel idea. Instead of looking for that person from the broader spectrum, why don't you seek, and this is gonna sound really weird, but hear me out. Why don't you seek for that position from within the homeless community? You would be surprised as to who is currently homeless and what positions they once held. I once met a paralegal who was homeless, and she blew me away because I was looking for a lawyer. So I've met computer programmers who are homeless. So again, you just never have a clear idea, but if you would first maybe offer that to someone within the homeless community. However, still go back in and do the normal background checks and look at their history, because we're not all homeless for the same reason. You'd be surprised at
There's all sorts of people.
Question. Pay for facilitators and pay them to dedicate themselves to the homeless program, that would cut all the crap out right there. Like this.
We're prepared to hire somebody, we just want to make sure that we're being responsive to your request, so that's what I'm taking down right now, so we can make that into a request. So thank you. All right, with that, do you have one last thing? Facilitator? Yep.
We need more than just a facilitator. We need someone that's gonna actually take action beyond that. Because I could stand up here and I could facilitate all day. I could take all 38, 40 of these people's ideas and agendas, step them all up. It's on y'all's end as the city and the council and people part of, you know, the Department of Housing to take action and take those ideas, take those suggestions and run with them. But that never happens. We're heard, but nothing's ever done.
Awesome segue for the next thing, so thank you. Action counts, that's what I hear. All right,